Pain point of the insurance industry is the whole industry.
Uy, si Kuya Mark ito. You're right on time for another day of learning and laughter in the world of autos and tech. Tara, biyahe tayo! Magandang araw. This is Kuya Mark, your mentor, and welcome to another episode of Kuya Mark's video podcast. And today, kakaiba tong episode natin because we're going to be talking to not just one, but two startup founders. And itong dalawang ito is medyo unique yung kanilang setup because they're actually sisters. Magandang story nila because inspiring. And I'm talking to co-founders Des and Liv Escartin of Oseas Tech. Ladies, good morning and welcome.
Morning. Thanks, Margaret.
Alright, so simulan natin tong kwentuhan natin na to. Can you tell us a bit of background why Oseas Tech?
Oseas is it means salvation.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, we were supposed to name our startup as Odyssey. However, when we were planning to launch and everything, we saw na saturated. Odyssey is already a saturated name. And so, fortunately, our dad's name is Oseas, and we looked up the dictionary what it meant, and we found out it's salvation. So, thanks our father.
Bago pa itong maging InsurTech, no? Ano yung background ano yung naging genesis itong Oseas bago siya naging in its current form now?
So funny nga kasi this started not way back when Oleg started her own entrepreneur journey to entrepreneurship. She started his own digital marketing agency. So meanwhile, I was also in events. So at the time, events is it's so manual, it's so traditional. So at the time, we started seeing that opportunity of digital transformation. When I became a secretary of a travel association, then it dawned to us that the policy issuance of travel insurance is very tedious.
Oseas aims to revolutionize yung insurance industry using this innovative platform, no? And I was asking, ano in a specific way you're going to do that and how?
We were kind of overwhelmed personally because I'm not really a techie person. So when my sister started encouraging me to talk to our dev team, the dev team that she has, so I was really overwhelmed by the capabilities of technology and how it evolved. So currently, with Oseas, basically what we do is to digitize and digitally transform the licensed insurance entities. So when we say that we have created like insurance management system, to manage your database in daily transactions and integrate with payment gateways, so automate the process in the entire business process end to end. So that was really quite an exciting journey for us.
Yeah. Plain speak, for example, the target audience are, as you mentioned, the insurance companies, the brokers, no? Plain speak, ano yung pain point that Oseas Tech is trying to address?
Pain point is not really the technology. The pain point is the business process. So we have to digitally transform the business process. And when you say business process, ang ecosystem niya of not just the tech, but the people inside, the team inside. So, one motto that we have on how we could help a company is, it's like we have this saying na if the company is not ready to tech up, the team is not ready to embrace the technology, then they are not ready to digitize.
Pain point of the insurance industry is the whole industry. One of our fuel in this journey is that everyone in the Philippines almost kind of like have a perception that insurance is like something that's impossible to deal with. It's because it's highly regulated. That's one. So usually they look at it as a showstopper, but to us, we saw that as an opportunity. Highly regulated, the better. It means that you can create a system out of it. No matter how hard it may seem, it means that there's really value in what we're doing. So usually our approach is we make sure that we know the basics. So we have a North Star on where we want to be, but at the same time, we immerse ourselves into the process of also the insurance companies or agencies. We're not outsiders, we blend in. So to the point that, they kind of like feel like, hey, why don't you just work with us? There's this kind of a feeling when you work with them.
All right, so let's take a dig deeper about, say, um, you want to digitize the business process itself, the business processes itself, no? And what would it mean to consumers? No, you mentioned about regulation, and sometimes this setup are guardrails to ensure that consumers are protected, no? And you mentioned na nagiging stopper instead, di ba? So as a consumer, a primary consumer of the insurance industry, how would the CS help me in terms of making the experience um, a good one, and that ensures that I'm getting the right product for what I need it for.
Oseas North Star is to increase the insurance penetration in the Philippines. Right now, there are less than 2% of Filipinos or Filipino companies or any industry that has this initiative to self-insure. So it means that most of the customers have no clue that perhaps 98% of the business that they might be dealing with don't have the proper coverage that, just for the business or whatever that they are in. So the value that we're bringing in digitalizing, it's not just the process, no, because usually the perception when you say just digitalizing the process would be just another business system. But what we bring into the table is internally they have their ideas of these are their organizational process, but we add value by knowing what the market needs. So the benefit for the consumers is that in their point of view, it looks automated, it looks fast, but they have no clue how much time, work, alignment with the business organizations we deal with just to make it work. We even sometimes go to the point of working and training the internal staff of the licensed entities really without cost because we basically develop all the products with them, so it's not one-sided. Hey, we just built this and then just take it or leave it. It's never been that.
Right. I just actually talking to one non-life insurance provider, and they were saying that uh, thanks perhaps for the pandemic, they were pressured uh, to accelerate the digitalization of their processes because at the time they have to release policies without having to see see the customers, diba? So lahat submission of requirements, lahat naka-online, and even the issuance of commissions, diba, are done online. And I think, what do you think? How would you think Oseas set itself apart from its competitors?
Really, it took a toll actually on one of our portals because we had to put everything on hold because during the pandemic we had to rewrite all the insurance policy. So there was a moratorium by the insurance commission, but for us it was really still a blessing because the government and the consumer and the insurance companies really had that it was compulsory for them to digitize the process. So and then post pandemic we are now reaping the rewards of a digital let's say sort of a fuel digital transformation that was already happening. But the insurance industry is even if it's under fintech, it's still another big industry in itself. So and that is why on our end we are still hoping for a continuous evolution of the technology and hoping for more government efforts in policy making, especially on the side of the insurance commission to digitize the entire process more.
Okay. All right. So that's the time we have with these two beautiful, amazing ladies, startup founder, Des and Team Escartin of Oseas Tech. Maraming salamat to our viewers and listeners wherever you are in the world today. Again, this is Kuya Mark, your mentor, and saying, tara, biyahe ulit tayo.